Hey, it's Rhianna. Welcome back to my channel. Today is gonna be like a chat video. Basically there's some stuff going on and I need to vent, and what better place for me to do it than on my own personal YouTube channel, because I control what I put on here. So as those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for a while and watched, all of my videos, know that there is a love-hate relationship with where I live for me. So I hate this house and the location. So maybe there's not really any love and it's all hate. But anyways, basically, we both want, Jonathan and I really want to move, but every time that we've kind of like toyed around with the idea, it never really works out, obviously, because we're still here. But here recently we've been having a lot of issues with this house and dealing with the management company that, like, I guess they own the property. I'm not really sure. The people that we pay our rent to suck. So I'm gonna try to like tell this story like in the shortest amount of time as possible, because it's not the only thing that I want to talk about. Basically about a year and a half ago, the skylight above the master bath started leaking. Called, the contractor came out, patched it, started leaking again, called, patched it, started leaking again, called, patched it. And that was over like the course of the year. So it started leaking again, and I called again, and I don't even remember. Honestly, it's so hard to keep track of everything that's been going on because it's been going on for so long. But basically, long story short is they're not willing to permanently fix the skylight. They will only approve the contractors to patch the skylight. And I tried talking to the management company and, like basically telling them, because what they wanted to do was they wanted to take out the skylight, which they can't do because I live in an HOA. So basically the management company representative who I spoke to last week told me that it didn't matter what I wanted. I'm the renter and they're the owners, and they've decided that they're just gonna keep doing temporary fixes on it. And I just have to deal with it because it's not my house. So that really pissed me off. It's bad enough that so they called the maintenance person. They didn't, the guy said that they needed to replace the skylight. And then they didn't like what he had to say, so they hired another contractor. The other contractor come out and said the same thing. You need to replace the skylight. And they won't approve him to do the work. And then on top of that, dealing with contractors is really frustrating because they don't show up. And they don't communicate anything with me. And so there have been multiple times when I've had to sit around all day, cancel plans, rearrange things in my schedule, to sit around and wait for them, to have them not even show up or bother to call me to tell me. Like, sometimes there's a reason why they didn't come. Like, they ordered the wrong thing and they have to wait for the new part to come in. Okay, but why didn't anybody call me? So basically at this point, Jonathan and I talked about it for a little while, and we just decided that we wanted to buy out, like early terminate our lease. And although we technically we could fight to get out of our lease through court, we didn't want to do it that way because it's more time and effort on our part. And so we'll just terminate the lease, pay what standard is 2 months of rent, and you kind of expect to lose your security deposit. So we're gonna do that. And this was like at the end of last week. We had kind of decided. Jonathan had looked over our lease and he stated what I said, which is the 2 months, blah, blah, blah. So I downloaded an app where I could look for houses that were for lease and just start trying to get an idea of houses that are out there and what's available in our price range and the area that we want to move to and all that kind of stuff. And I find this house in Sugarland. Now, Sugarland is an area that we have agreed that we would like to move to if we can find something in our price range, but it is an extremely high priced part of town. Like, there are houses that are in our price range, but they're usually not really the style or the quality that we're looking for. They're usually like fixer-uppers or whatever, and we don't have time for that, especially not for renting. But just by like luck, there were 2 houses in the neighborhood that we actually really like. One was on the street of our friends Jacob and Susanna, the people we went to Fredericksburg with, and the other one was like right around the corner, like on the other side of the block or whatever, which was like, oh, that's perfect, and it was in our price range. We're super excited. So Sunday night, Jonathan and I kind of talked it out a little bit more, made sure this is something that we really wanted to do, and talked a little bit more about the details, like the financial side of it and all that. And then I decided to double check our lease, and nowhere in our lease did it say anything about an early termination agreement. So Monday morning I ended up calling the management company to verify, and she let me know that no, there's no early termination agreement. So if we were to break our lease, we would be responsible for the remainder of the lease, which is 8 months. And that's like $10,000. So definitely not going to be doing it that way. She did say that she would forward like our request to see if we could get it approved to the regional department, because they can determine like if the market's good enough, would they be able to get somebody in this house quick enough, which they would. There's nothing wrong with the house. It wouldn't have to be off the market very long to get somebody back into it, and we'd be willing to move out in plenty of time. Even though we'd have to give a 60-day notice, we'd be willing to like turn in our keys sooner than that, as long as we got approved and were able to move into another house. But I asked her what the probability of that was, and she basically said that like she's seen it happen like once or twice. So we could technically try to get out of our lease through the court system because of the way that they handle maintenance requests. And by Texas like property code, it's like 93.056 or something like that. I read a lot. We would be eligible to terminate our lease through that, but because we didn't do a certified letter, it's a little bit more difficult, and we would definitely have to like get the lawyer involved and all that. So I think Jonathan and I have just decided that this isn't the right time, obviously, because we don't want to take the chance of them suing us for 8 months and winning. We're both really disappointed about missing out on those 2 houses, but the only way that I could get through yesterday without just wanting to go lay in the bed and cry all day was to believe that it wasn't for us. Like, it wasn't meant to be. I have to believe that when it's time for us to get out of this house, which will be when our lease is up, just FYI. We are not signing another lease with this company. After the last month and a half of me dealing with them, I'm surprised they don't want me out of this house, because I have no patience left with them. I go immediately from 0 to like 100 when I'm on the phone with them, and I really don't understand why they wouldn't be like, oh, you want, yeah, you can, you know what, you can just go now. We don't even have to worry about the 2 months notice. So we're stuck in this house for another 8 months unless some miracle happens to get us out of it without us having to pay $10,000. So I appreciate y'all listening to me vent, but I have some other things I want to talk about that are not so like intense. If you've been watching lately, I have put my Erin Condren planner to the side, and I have been mostly using, or actually exclusively using, my bullet journal for like my weekly planner, and I miss my Erin Condren so much. The bullet journal is great, but there's just something, I've gotten so accustomed to using my Erin Condren that I miss that part of it, and I really don't want to have to use like 3 planners. I have the Foxy Fix Traveler's Notebook that I carry in my purse, and then I have the bullet journal now, or the Erin Condren Life Planner. Like, I can't see myself using all 3 of those. So as soon as this little Wild 30 creative planning class is over, I'm really looking forward to going back to my Erin Condren, and that'll be exactly when the new planner starts. So I can't wait to get back to my planner. And the other thing that's going on is with Milo, our big dog. I've never trained a dog before. Chance came to me like pre-trained. The little dog is Chance, the little poodle. I got him when he was about 3 years old, and he was already pretty much trained. I mean, he was fully trained when I got him. And then we got Milo, and I've never trained a dog, let alone a big dog. So there are a few things that he does that, you know, we don't like or whatever. And one of the things that Rhianna has been working on with Milo is being able to get him to go outside in the front yard without us worrying about him running off. And I've always been too scared because the way Chance is, Chance just keeps going, and Chance won't ever come back. Like, if Chance gets out, he just wants to keep sniffing and peeing and sniffing and peeing, and gets further and further and further away from you, and it stresses me out, and I'm afraid. And if you try to chase him, he runs. And so just like, oh, I can't stand it. But Milo, when you take Milo out for a walk on a leash, Milo doesn't have any interest in peeing and sniffing on things. On sniffing and peeing on things. And so Rylan sent me a video yesterday of him and Domily, his girlfriend, and Milo in the front yard playing. And I was like, no leash. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? So I have a little bit of footage from this morning. We took him again to go get the trash can. And so I'm gonna show y'all that real quick.
The trash can. Is that what? Trash can. That's all we're doing. Milo? That's all we're doing is get a trash can.
Milo, let me see your ball. Milo, get your ball. Milo, come on, get your ball.
Let's get the trash can. You want to be going that way?
This way, Milo.
Come on. I should have got it myself down to the nose.
And there's like juice in it. That's what's leaking.
It's leaking?
Yes.
Ew. Come on, boy.
This way. See, he's scared of the garage.
He's scared of the garage. What the?
No.
Hey,
Milo.
hey.
Milo, come back. Oh, shoot. No, the ball. He's gonna go on the street. I'm scared.
I'm scared.
Milo, come here.
Got it? Right there. Come on. Come on, Milo. Good, all right.
That was good. All right, let's go in the house this time before we shut the garage door.
Come on, Milo.
Milo, this way. Come on.
Milo.
Then shut the garage.
You see him look up in the street? Like,
Yeah.
He said everything. It's ball top priority of everything.
Yeah, but we definitely need to work on not going in the street.
Yeah, no street directions.
So,
It was a dead dog,
yeah, that's sad.
it was like a black and white guy.
What we should do, we should have done it today, but we'll start doing it next time. Is if his ball goes in the street, he can't get the ball out of the street.
Stay.
He has to stay. We have to get the ball because if let's say we're outside playing with him and the ball goes in the street and a car comes and he just darts to get his ball because the ball is like on his brain.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's doing good.
Pretty good, right?
Good job, Milo. So he's actually doing really well. It makes me nervous. I didn't like him going out to the street to get the ball though, so we're not gonna do that anymore. I don't want him to go in the street ever. Like, he should never leave our front yard. He should never go in the neighbors' yards. He shouldn't ever leave our driveway or anything like that, because if his ball rolled out into the street and a car came or something, like, no. So we've also been working on him not rushing the door. So like if someone's coming in or out the front door, we've been working on him staying by the couch. He's a really smart dog, and I'm really looking forward to, he's technically still a puppy, but he's almost not. I think in September he'll be 2 years old, and so he will no longer be considered a puppy, and which, I mean, he's almost there anyways. But I am really looking forward to seeing how he develops more as he gets older and progresses into like an older dog, because he is a really smart dog and he's a really good dog. He definitely has his derpy moments because all dogs do, but overall he's an amazing dog. All right, guys, that's all that I want to talk about today. I'm sorry about that little bitching session at the beginning, but I really need to get that off my chest. They just really piss me off, and I'm sure y'all can understand that y'all have been there. Maybe not with, you know, a rental management company, but I'm sure you've dealt with like contractors or like repairmen or cable installers that they just drive me insane. So anyways, if you didn't watch my video from yesterday, I announced some pretty exciting news. So definitely click the I right now. Click it. This one. It's right there. Click it and go watch that video. If you are on Facebook and you're familiar with the Oh Hey Sticker Code group, I'll leave a link for the group down below as well, so you can check that out. I'm doing a Q&A giveaway, and that ends tomorrow. I'll be filming the Q&A tomorrow, so get your questions in today, and tomorrow is the cutoff for the giveaway. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.